Alright, now I'm sure every family has some traits that run in the family. In my case, it is neurodivergence and extreme stubbornness. So, with that in mind, we are going to try and do the impossible. We are going to try and make a Peavey Bandit speaker sound good. Now, the Peavey Bandits were alright amps that were really held back by the fact that the speakers that they shipped with were absolute garbage of the highest order. Not all of them. Some of them. Okay, so some Peavey Bandits got Peavey Scorpion speakers. These things are pretty good, you know? And unfortunately, some of them also shipped with the Peavey Sheffield speakers, also known not so affectionately as the Shitfield, which is just about the worst speaker that you could ever put in a guitar cab. I seriously cannot think of anyone who thinks these things sound good. So, with that in mind, we are going to try and make one sound good in the context of a metal mix. I mean, there's a distinct lack of heroin needles lying around, so you can guess I probably don't play jazz. Anyways, with that in mind, let's get to it. Alright, now the first thing I am going to do is hunt down some hearing protection, because if I don't, my ears will actually bleed from how loud this thing is. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, so now I've stuck in some hearing protection, and I've actually got to go and plug this thing in. And then we can cry it just how absolutely batshit insane loud this amp is. So the first step is going to be moving those mics. And we'll see how it sounds. Probably terrible, but fuck if I know how else we're going to start this. And now, I can basically put that dead set. Oh, I should probably get a torch. Alright, I'm back. Torch acquired. Let's see. How far off was I whilst eyeballing this? So that's pretty much dead center now. I'm gonna plug this in. Alright, now we head up to the DAW and do some test recording. So then, that is now plugged in. This is on. And what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to draw that mic, because that's not doing anything. We're going to set that to like a reasonable level. Input there is probably going to be fine. And now we're just going to add a track and see just how bad this fucking thing sounds. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for playing Children of Bodom. Whatever record label they sign to, please don't sue me. So, let's hear how absolutely terrible that sounds. Okay, so that doesn't sound quite as terrible as I thought it would, but it's still not good. I think if I blend that with another mic, it might sound not terrible. Now, the reason I'm thinking this is because it doesn't sound entirely dissimilar to how Celestion T75 speakers would sound if you just place a single dynamic mic on them. And I'm thinking the way that people took the T75 and made it sound monstrous was what they would do is they would place, you know, the single dynamic on it, and then they would bring in something like a Sennheiser tom mics, the really nice, really expensive ones, right? And they put it up on the guitar cab, and it would sound amazing. And now I don't have one of those expensive mics, but I do have a Sennheiser. I have a Sennheiser E609 that I picked up secondhand, and I feel like it might do really well on this. Or it might do terribly. I'm one way to find out, right? Alright, and after way too much faffing around with mic clips and shit, this can go in place here. And that'll get the dark part of the speaker. I read that apparently on the Black Album by Metallica, they stuck like a million mics on the cab, and then they made some deliberately out of phase as like an EQ thing. But I'm not gonna do that because they were starting with good speakers, and I sure as shit field am not. All right, let's hear what sounds with the dark mic. So that doesn't sound horrific. I mean, it's saturating a little weird, but I can work with it. I might play around a little bit more with this, but after this, we just gotta make a song and record it with this fucker. But yeah, so, what do you think? Do you think I managed in my quest to get decent tone out of a Peavey Shitfield? Or did I fail miserably? Let me know. And yes, this is the next day, that's why I'm wearing a different t-shirt. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, do the YouTube things, or don't, you have free will. Unless quantum superdeterminism is right, but it's probably not, so yeah. Have a great day. Mordinakis out.